Wednesday the 17th of September, reflections. We started off today by doing a HIIT workout. Sadly, my knee is still really bad because of the cold, so I was just helping and watching, doing the best I can. Then, because I didn't do HIIT workout, we then did improv scene, so I got to be the sergeant for a war, to tell people what to do. So this was all improvised, and it acted like the people that had just done the HIIT workout, they had just been fighting and was ordered to fight again. So I demanded them get in a line and attention and that sort of stuff, and then fight, and then that kind of thing. After that, we did a full yoga stretch, which I did. Lovely, release the body, get the knots out where they are, get the clicks and aches out. We then did a bit of improv Stanislavski work. So what Stanislavski says is, you are standing still in the wrong tempo rhythm. So we all sat down and we imagined we saw a little mouse, and we are watching it. And then we had to think about how we breathed when we looked at it. Did we stay still and tense, or were we relaxed and calm? Then we did it where we were watching a tiger, and then we had to see how we breathed, our posture, our focus. So when it was the mouse, I feel like my breathing was quite just a slow release. I didn't need to worry, but I still need to be quiet. I feel like my posture was not tense, but just still. And it was kind of just slouched, and my focus was on the mouse. But I knew I didn't need to stress. As opposite, when I was watching the tiger, I feel like my breath was more quick and in and out. I was but also when Matt said it was moving, my breathing went really slow and deep. So I was that kind of thing. I feel like my posture, I was very stiff and upright. I was don't move. And my focus was anywhere but the tiger. I was trying to look at the floor above the tiger, trying not to make eye contact with it. With this, we then created a scene where we were at the train station and someone was either a tiger or a mouse. We had to decide. Neve was the first one to stand up, and she was a tiger. So what I did, I was sat at the train station and I just avoided looking at her, but also didn't move my head. I looked, my eyes moved, not my head. And then she came, sat down, and I feel like I kind of scooted over a bit, tensed my body, that kind of thing. I feel like this work is really good because in a scene, you naturally, if a stranger sat next to me in a public place, on the bus, I naturally move as much as I can away from them. As if I knew the person that was coming to sit next to me, I wouldn't really move as often unless I wasn't as close with them. But if I was, then I'd just be relaxed and I wouldn't shy away from them. So it makes you think, oh, do I see that person as a tiger or a mouse? Which is really good work. After this, we then went into our Shakespeare groups, and what my group did, we figured out casting. We didn't have all our groups, so we didn't feel it was right to do a full read-through or discuss any big things, but we just pre-cast it, planning ahead, just so we had an idea of who is comfortable with what roles. We just cast people that weren't there. We cast them in things, if a year two we already knew, we cast them as something a bit bigger so we knew they were comfortable with it. As the year ones or level twos, we cast them as a bit smaller role, just in case they weren't as comfortable. And then when everyone is here, we're going to do a read through just to make sure everyone feels comfortable in their roles. If not, then we will switch and see what works and what doesn't. After lunch, we then did some of our podcast work. So we did a bit of like research on different kinds of podcasts and stuff like that. We then had a break and we spoke about like design work. So we actually today researched about in the round theatres, thrust theatres and traverse theatres. And we did that kind of research, and then kind of like problems that come along with those stages. And that was the end of Wednesday.